What's up, y'all? This is Jack Harlow, and this is The First Time. I had an album I listened to with my mom a lot, Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani. That was a huge one for me. I like the title track, Sweet Escape. Wind It Up, me and my mom really liked. 4 in the Morning. There's a lot of great songs on that album. I was shy about playing my music for my parents because early on I had a bad mouth. I was talking bad from a very early point, so I was bashful about it for a while. I remember one time I went to a local studio in Louisville when I was still in high school, and my mom came and picked me up, but she came inside and they played the song, and I was talking about something with like wanting to have sex with my teacher or something like that, and my mom was distraught. Cringe moment for sure. I think it was Dark Knight, a song I went viral for in 2017. Really the song that got me signed.
Sci-Hi told me how to deal with the writer's block. Got me thinking maybe I was thinking inside the box. Now we in the house, finna bring it around the block. Know they wanna hang, but we hanging them out to dry. Whoa.
I just remember my phone was glitching. Like my Twitter was glitching. It was too much, but it was really dope. It was a dream come true, because all you want is to be recognized. I remember they were training us in first grade. They were like, if somebody said something rude to you or hurt your feelings, just tell them they hurt your feelings. Like, tell them. And I took it serious. I rode the bus the next day and somebody said something mean to me, some older kid. And I was like, that hurt my feelings. And they're like, we don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up, pussy. I never said that shit again. I remember this distinctly. I did my middle school talent show in this auditorium with no bass. I was nervous all day. I was the last act, so you kind of get to sit around all day and like mentally prepare. And so I was just psyching myself out. Like, it was straight. Like everybody just was sitting there looking at me because the music wasn't loud enough to inspire anyone to stand up. So I was just performing. But I got back to class after, and like my teachers were making a comment about me grabbing my crotch and things like that. But you know, you have to grow into your swagger. So in middle school, like, I always had some, but I still was figuring it out. I just can say that being on brick is definitely Louisville lingo. People say that in Louisville. I grew up hearing that. If you were erect, you were on brick. So bricked up might be a variation of that. I think that just came out of my mouth, but it's just one of the many variations of the root, the Latin root brick. I was in high school and I bought some blue and gray 574s from Dick's Sporting Goods, suede. I just started wearing them to school every day. And people were like, kind of looking sideways at me about it, but it became my thing to this day. It was a lot like that middle school talent show. Long day of waiting and mentally getting ready. Because it's just such a tightrope walk because it's live. The stakes just feel a little higher, but it felt good, especially the What's Poppin' performance, because you know you do 2 songs, but the What's Poppin' one felt really good.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton.
It felt real. That was prepubescent for me. Like, I've been writing for a long time. Writing was my first love before it started to translate into rap. So I always was writing personal narratives and stuff as a kid when I was in school. I just was attracted to writing, but 6th grade, that's when I would say I really started writing songs. I was really a popular kid growing up, so once I started doing the music thing, like, love it or hate it, people knew about it in the city. So even my freshman year of high school, I'd be walking around town and like I'd run into somebody that wanted to take a picture, like someone that went to another school or something. So all the private school girls wanted to take pictures with me, all of them. They'd be in their little uniforms after school and want to take a pic with me. So I've been getting that type of attention for a long time, especially on the local level. When I was younger, I let my little brother lock me in a box, but I immediately got him to get me out. And it might seem minuscule, but to me it felt like a big risk because I could just see him getting distracted and going upstairs or something, and I'll just still be in the box today. I just look back on that like, why'd you let him lock you in that box? It was like a thrill thing. I went to see Nappy Roots at Ear Ecstasy. It was my first concert. I was in 6th grade. It was their album release. They were just releasing their album, The Pursuit of Nappiness.
79, Coupe de Ville, Cow, Paddock Grill, Interstate 65, headed down that field.
I got all of them to sign the album. It was perfect. And then years later, we did a show together, and I told them the story I just told y'all. They're like, whoa, and they couldn't believe it. It was a really dope, full circle Kentucky moment. Drama, DJ Drama, who I'm signed to, called me on FaceTime when he was in LA. We were just chopping it up real casual, and then suddenly out of nowhere, he passes the phone to Tyler, the Creator. And it was a hell of a moment. He caught me. I was tongue-tied. I was like, because I love Tyler. I grew up watching him, like just what he is culturally, so it was wild. I think I was in high school. I had started to build some connections with some of the local DJs. Shout out 12, shout out Big Homie, shout out DJ Empty Beats, shout out DJ Q. A lot of the local DJs I started to get cool with, and you know, there's a certain responsibility I think they feel to try to put the local scene on. Even if it's one spin, it's just a moment of reaching to the city, because you know they get so many songs they're supposed to play on a national level. So I put out some song in high school. They told me like at 11 o'clock tonight, you can go in the radio, we're gonna play it. So I told everybody, go listen. They played it once. I went in my car and I listened to it, and at that moment it was special. First time a song made me cry, probably Holly Berry by Hurricane Chris.